Okay, let's get this started. We got four more that we're going to look at here. We're going to start out with the good one. This is the tourney. This is the one that, out of all of them, I'm probably most excited about. Um, really digging this team. We're in the 13th round. We're more than halfway through at this point in time. And last time we looked at this one, I took Brian Robinson, hoping that Daniels would come back around, as I thought that'd be interesting. He did come back around, and so I took him. Uh, with this team, I did end up with the top two uh, Tampa Bay wide receivers. So I was thinking Baker Mayfield actually at this one of these two picks. Because I was able to get Jaden Daniels past ADP, pair him with Brian Robinson, knowing there's other players I can stack with too there. I I'm thinking I want to try to push Baker Mayfield further down. Taking another quarterback this early feels way too early in the 13th round, and I don't need him. And on top of that, no one else needs him either. Let's see if his tight end hasn't gone yet, so I guess someone could go and grab. Not really. I mean, yeah, someone could go and grab quarterback and then tight end if they wanted to correlate that. Be a pretty lame correlation overall. I say that kind of biased because I think it would be cool if I could have a three-headed quarterback monster group of Burrow, Daniels, and Mayfield. I usually don't. I mean, in most of the drafts I've done, I haven't really been looking for three quarterbacks like that, but I feel like it's just falling that way. And if I could do it, some of the stuff that I've read says that three quarterbacks stacked in the playoffs, if you make it there, are more beneficial. So let's set ourselves up for success, which we're doing with this team. Now, on the flip side, if for some reason Baker does get taken, I also have a Carolina stack starting with Leggett and Brooks. Also, I still only have one tight end, and so I could get Sanders as part of a second tight end group also if for some reason I need to go that route. I also have a tight end currently still on the as an option again, Otten from Tampa Bay if I want to do that. I also have Sinnott from Washington that I can put there, and then depending on how I go here, Burrow week 12 would go with Kincaid, so they're not Burrow, but Cincinnati's tight end would go with the same bye week as Kincaid. But if I was going for like a three-headed monster at tight end, Kincaid and then since he's tight end would actually not be a bad idea since he's tight end. Is Gesicki, who is a receiving tight end. So I like that. And there's Sanders right there afterwards, by the way. So I have lots of options on this team, which I love the flexibility I have right now, which means I don't need to reach for anything. I can force people to let things come to me, I think. That's why I felt comfortable taking Leggett here and saying, okay, if you want to go and take Baker Mayfield, you can. They didn't. They took Stafford here along with Cole Kmet. And now on this pick here, I feel like I'm in a great position to go and take Ty Chandler here. If we go look at the running backs, it's really maybe right here, these three might be a group or a tier. I could also say that Chandler's the last of a tier by themselves also. I kind of think they are a little bit, but if you grouped Gibson and Davis into there, I guess you could do that as well. And so I feel like getting the last of a tier there to give me four running backs that are pretty darn solid. Moss, Brooks, rookie, hopefully upside there. Robinson, Washington, and then Chandler here. It gives me three players with a good amount of playing time right now, hopefully in Chandler, Robinson, and Moss. And then as if Moss hopefully kind of keeps the job, but if he doesn't for some reason, hopefully Brooks comes in, Chandler comes in, Robinson role continues to expand as, for example, Eckler and Jones, and Brooks comes in, and then when he comes in, maybe Hubbard and Miles Sanders start to go down too. So I feel like I have a really good room here that makes sense if I take Chandler. I'm not taking a quarterback again because I'm gonna try to push Mayfield all the way around. I don't know why anyone else would want to take him, but if someone does, not the end of the world. He's not detrimental to my team, and then I can also make the Carolina stack instead. Wide receivers here. Part of me would like to take Burton to continue with my Cincy stack, but I don't want to reach on him. I had Leggett ranked higher, but he goes around the same time. So I kind of reached just a tad on him. I think he was before Burton though still. And then so no one there. Again, tight ends, I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait for Sitton, who keeps on dropping. I don't know how about these tournaments, but in the Sitton goes, he keeps on dropping. Got Sitton, Otten, and then I got down here. I have Sanders, and then I got Gesicki too. So I'm not taking any of these positions. I can wait. The only ones that I would be kind of interested in here would be like Thielen if I wanted to continue the Carolina thing, which I don't think I need to add another one. I got 6 wide receivers, so I don't think I'd add him. Burton for the upside would be interesting, but again, I don't think I need that. I think that getting the last of a tier makes the most sense considering where my running backs are. No correlation with it, but I don't need the correlation there. Hubbard would be interesting if I wanted to kind of just have a 1-2 with the Carolina backfield and get Hubbard cheap, 164. If he dropped to 170, I'd have to consider it, like depending on what else is there. That would be nice to just kind of give me the safety net of the 2 top ones, one of them really cheap too. The good news is that I probably can, if he comes to me here, I can wait until he comes back around the second time. So what I mean by that is not take him here, but take him here at 15-2, because this guy here that is drafting at the end already has 6 running backs. I can't imagine him taking a 7th one. We're taking Chandler here, and then we're going to reevaluate whether we're taking quarterbacks, tight ends, maybe running backs. I guess even a wide receiver maybe also on the way back around. Yeah, we got a lot of different options depending on where we go. We're going Ty Chandler here though with this one, and feeling pretty darn good about it overall. Drafting Ty Chandler. Boom. Okay, next one. This one here, I got Jared Goff queued up. That's because in the last round, I actually took Williamson, yeah. As my 4th wide receiver, put in my flex. I think Odunze was available in this one. He was. You can see right here. And I passed on Odunze. I have Williams ranked a little lower. I have a lot of Odunze. I don't have much of Williams. I just felt, and I don't have much of Detroit at all, to tell you the truth. Laporta goes way early. I usually don't take him. He was here, and I just changed up, my thought process a little bit based on what was available. So I went with Laporta here earlier than usual. And then Montgomery fell to me right here. I was able to get him. And then it was kind of between, do I want Williams or Odunze? I'd rather get Odunze usually, but I saw this was a chance to get Williams, who I don't have a ton of, and then get Goff, who I don't have a ton of as well. And so basically, I'm making that bet here on Detroit, which is a pretty good bet overall. While making that bet, I believe I'm getting Goff at least an ADP value, not really a ranking value here, but an ADP value. If I go by ADP, he is supposed to usually go at 87, so 11 picks, which is, I guess, not bad. That being said, I got him all the way down here as far as where I'd take him. I guess just indifferent on him for the most part, but I think he works for this team and how I have it. Once I take him, I'm totally set at quarterback. I'm not drafting another one. And then I'm just trying to build out the rest of the team here as I go along. And I got a good start. A little light on wide receiver, but I'll see what I can do on the way back around, which is going to be a while. 119. So my wide receiver group might look a little ugly in this one. I do have 2 pretty good running backs to start here. So I might just be slowing. I don't know. We'll find out whether I want to go and get a running back later on. I definitely got to go wide receiver though, earlier rather than later here. I'm not sure who I'm going to get though. I don't think there's I don't think it matters. Kind of, I just need to build it out with players. But I do have three good ones because I did go wide receiver in the first, third, and is that the fourth round or fifth round? First, third, and look at that. Wide receiver, other position, wide receiver, other position, wide receiver. So first, third, fifth, I went wide receiver. I took Jacobs here because I didn't really care which wide receiver I got on the way back, and usually it would probably be one of these two, but this guy took these two. So I went with Pickens. This is, I think, the only time I've ever drafted Pickens, to tell the truth, so not bad here. That's part of me is sad that actually I'm looking at I'm going to get Goff here. When I get Pickens, that's maybe the best time to go and grab a Pittsburgh QB, especially like Fields. But in these drafts, it probably doesn't matter when it's the sit and goes. Probably more matters for the tournaments. Okay, we're going Goff. Next one here, round 17. We're getting towards the end on this one. I had two players queued up, and hey, there's Fields queued up. That's just because they were falling, and so those ones that got queued up. I want to say Johnson was here the last time around as well. Whatever my last pick was. Um, we're getting to the bottom of the barrel as far as players go. I already have two tight ends in Bowers and Schultz. I got two wide receivers in Burrow, and I end up with Baker. Got five running backs: Henry, Moss, Ford. Yeah, there's Chandler again. For Chandler, and then I took Pierce in this one. First time I drafted Pierce, I took him because I have a lot of Houston Texans, and I didn't know what to do with that last pick either. So I got Tank Dell and Nico on this team. I think I had Nico on the last team too. Actually, didn't I? I think I did. I don't really need anything. Wide receivers, I got Brown, Collins, Dell, Higgins, Worthy, Burton. I have it with Cincinnati. Okay. Wouldn't mind Burton again on my tourney team if he falls. That'd be tough if he fell. What I would do, there'd be so many players to choose from. I don't think it matters who I take here, to tell you the truth. In fact, I could see Johnson or Fields being the pick a little bit. Let's see what I got based on rank here. I got Johnson at the top, and I got Javon Baker, and I don't think that there's nothing here that I need. I could see taking Johnson here, seeing he's so far past ADP. He's so far past ADP. I don't need anything. I could also see a world where Bowers takes some time to ramp up and Schultz just isn't hitting because of all the target competition he has. In that situation, assuming Johnson starts the season playing, because he has foot surgery, he's going to miss most or all of training camp and the preseason. But he's really the only passing down tight end they got, you know, for the most part. Not that that matters. Do I take maybe the falling knife in Johnson here? Just because there's nothing else that I need. I mean, some semi interesting running backs here, I guess. All these guys, but I don't think any of them are special. I don't know how I feel about estimate. I mean, with what what else they have, he's a fifth round pick. Are we too high on him? I don't know. I don't see anything here. Deontay Foreman's an interesting pick, but I got Ford already. I mean, I might take him if he comes back on the other way. And then wide receiver, none. That's when I got Mayfield. So I'm probably only taking one more wide receiver in this build. And McMillan would be an interesting one just so I can pair up something with Baker Mayfield. At running back, that backup for the Bucky Irving already got taken much earlier than expected. So I went to, and then just took one little detour with Henry, who I don't really see him go there. He usually goes before the turn even a lot of times. Okay, we're going to take Johnson here. Just take the ADP value, hope that he spikes once or twice, because that's what he does. He hasn't gotten a lot of yards, but he hits like 2 TDs in a game or something like that once a year, maybe twice a year. Does he do it at the right time based on what else I have? I think that makes sense. And he is a different bye week than my other 2 tight ends too. So that's nice. I always have 2 tight ends available. We're going to go Johnson here. Don't feel great about it. Don't feel bad about it. It just is what it is. Yeah. Okay. Last one. I got Diggs queued up. Who's the second best? Neighbors is actually falling. He's got to 49. Interesting. Where am I next after this? 58. Probably don't see him there, but maybe. Higgins, maybe. Tank Dell, maybe. This was an interesting one. I took Hurts here, and I was struggling because at the turn there was Hurts. If we go by ADP, Hurts, Mahomes, and Jackson all available, and I had already drafted AJ Brown in the first round, and so I was gonna obviously just click Hurts right away is what I was thinking. Then I realized there was 3 quarterbacks, and none of them would probably take 2 quarterbacks, meaning that even if I don't draft a quarterback there, someone else should come back around. But then I was looking at who I would take instead of a quarterback, and I was like, well, I'm not sure which player I should take instead of a quarterback. There's a lot of options. I don't even want to go into who those options were. It's kind of boring, and I didn't get anywhere with it. But in the end, Diggs was actually probably the highest rated option, believe it or not. I was thinking about taking Andrews maybe, because if Hurts got took, then do I take Lamar Jackson? I got more Hurts than both Mahomes and Jackson, and I don't know if I'm even in on Hurts a lot with the new offense they might be running. I think there's a lot of question marks with Hurts. It could be good, it could be ugly. But I got a lot of the receivers for Mahomes and Jackson overall, especially the lower tiered ones for Jackson. And so in the end, I just went Hurts. I don't have a Hurts, Brown, London on any of them. And I'm going to go Diggs here. He is my, based on rank, Neighbors is ranked higher. That being said, I'm going to take Diggs here. And by taking Diggs, there's a chance that maybe Neighbors falls, or Higgins falls or something like that. And then it would be 4 wide receivers to start along with 1 QB. If Neighbors and Higgins don't fall and none of these guys fall, of course, I'm kind of evaluating what I'm doing from there. Who knows? I haven't taken Kirk in forever. Maybe I end up taking him at 58, or probably who knows? We'll figure it out. We are going Stephon Diggs right here. Feeling good about it as far as 3 pretty good wide receivers to start, 3 different teams. Got a little correlation. I don't know if I should have wanted Devontae Smith to drop to me here. He was taken here on the turn. Part of me would want it, but then also part of me is like, 3 players that early on the same team. I've done it. It looks exciting, but I'm not sure if it's good or not. I kind of think it's not good, to tell the truth. In fact, I kind of think it's better to have Hurts and Smith instead of Hurts and Brown a little bit. But I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. We're going Diggs here at 39. There we go. that is our 4 drafts for the day. I will see you on the next one. Peace.